Hi friends, welcome back to Farm Girl Diaries. My name is Caitlin, and it is a gorgeous day here, and I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of stuff to do today. I have a lot of stuff already planted in the garden. The only thing I need to get in the garden yet are my peppers, and I plan on doing another video today where we top our peppers and we talk all about how to make big bushy peppers. But my nights are still getting a little too cold, so I can't get them in the ground yet, so I'm kind of biding my time with that. And it's after work. I have a little bit to dinner, and then so I really don't have much time to really get into a big project or have a lot of stuff to do. So I've been kind of wanting to do this for a couple of days, and so I decided we're going to do it now, and I've actually added some stuff onto my project list today. So I have a ton of fresh herbs coming in, and for me these are perennial herbs, so chives and sage. My chive plant and my sage plant are huge. They're blooming right now and they're absolutely gorgeous. So I want to find ways to preserve these, and of course everyone knows the most simplest way is to dry them and use them as dried herbs. I have plenty of sage. I don't actually use sage that often. So the fact that I have a massive sage plant is kind of making me try to be creative and come up with different ways to use sage. So I've used the help of Google today and I've come up with a plan. And then my chives, I don't actually use a lot of chives ever. Again, I don't know why I have it, but I love that it blooms and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I actually kind of want to put chives all around the garden because right now when they're blooming, I'm obsessed with how pretty they are. We're going to do some projects today to preserve our chives and our sage in different ways other than just drying them. So for our chives, we're going to make a chive oil. I think that's going to be really good. And the way that I saw that this is used is it's most often used in like salad dressings or in marinades. So I think that's going to be really fantastic. And then with our sage, we're going to be making a sage pesto. I don't know how I feel about this, but I do have a chicken roasting in the oven. So I'm kind of thinking if that chicken can get done by the time I want to have dinner, I don't know if it's going to be done by my supper time. I kind of just had a chicken, I need to roast it. But if that's done, then I can put this sage pesto on it with some fresh pasta and give this a try right off the bat. But the sage pesto, and with the sage pesto, I will definitely be freezing. I would ideally like to freeze it in like ice cube trays. So I heard that's a great way to freeze pesto, but I don't have any spare ice cube trays or spare freezer room. So we're just going to be freezing it in plastic bags, and if we like it, hopefully we like it. And then the chive oil, we're just going to use it as chive oil, and I'm not sure if I can freeze oil. Should have probably Googled that. But right now we're just going to be making enough chive oil for this recipe today, or for what we're doing today. When I was Googling, I did find a couple different things. So I'm going to mention other things that you can do with these plants, and I don't know. I'm not going to do them right now. That's not to say I'm not going to do them in the future. I really want to do a video one day of a compound butter day where we make all these different compound butters. I think compound butters would be really fantastic. Yeah, I have a plan. We might even do that today, to be honest. Because I have a plan in my head. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. So you could do like a sage compound butter, sage and chive, or a chive and garlic compound butter. Okay, I want to say that for a separate video. So stay tuned. I'm going to do a compound butter video here soon, and it's going to be awesome. Moving on. I digress. You can also make like a sage infused vinegar, and that you can use that vinegar for marinades and for salad dressings. That was supposed to actually be really good. And then freezing it, drying it, dehydrating it, all of that was the main things. That's probably basically all I found. Yeah, I don't think I really found too much to do. You could make like these sage oil pocket thingies, and it said that's a great thing to add into like when you make a chicken broth or something like that, or you're making like a soup. I don't really want to do that. So we're just gonna make chive oil for our salads and a sage pesto, which we're hoping that we get to try out today. So we're gonna go outside, we're gonna harvest everything, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started.
So when I edit my videos and I watch my videos back, they kind of make me laugh. So I'm going to point it out because I'm aware that I do it. I feel like if I didn't acknowledge it, people would think I'm not aware that I do it. Um, but I have the worst face. Like, I'll be honest. I have the worst face. I am I think I'm such a nice person and I'm always in a good mood. I'm always happy. And it's actually pretty rare if I'm not in a good mood or if I'm not just happy. Like, it's just, I'm a happy person. But my face did not get the memo. And my face always looks like I'm unhappy. And then if I'm concentrating, my face gets even worse. Like, it looks awful. So watching these videos and as I was cutting their strides, at least I could tell from like the side view of my face, I could tell my face was not looking good. And I'm aware that I do it. I don't know why I do it. I get called out for it all the time and people think I'm mad and unhappy and I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm so happy." But my face did not get the memo. So I am constantly one of those people that gets told I need to fix my face. This sage has been completely covered in bumblebees and I'm loving it. I'm loving that I have this plant just covered in bees and I'm absolutely obsessed with this plant. It's completely massive and for someone that doesn't use sage that much, I don't know. I think I have enough sage that I could probably, if anyone across the world ever needs sage, ever, I think I have you covered. There is just so much in this plant. But I'm excited because, spoiler alert, the pesto actually turned out really great. So this is going to be a great thing for me to continue to make and maybe even get to share with friends and family. Um, but I'm loving this plant, and it was a great day to get out here and be able to harvest some herbs. I'm so ready to have my garden producing. So at least this was a little taste of garden season.
This is this sage's third year, and this is the first year it's bloomed for me, and I could not be more excited by how gorgeous it is. I don't think I will ever not have a sage in my garden again, and I really hope that it continues to bloom every year. I don't actually know how it works. Like I said, this is its third year, and it's absolutely massive. I did not know sage was a perennial for me. It is. It's massive, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So it puts off these, obviously you can see, it puts off beautiful purple flowers, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. But when I was harvesting the sage, I was going more for the younger leaves over the older leaves, the bigger leaves, because what I read is that the younger leaves are more of a mild flavor and not so much that big sage flavor. And I thought when making a pesto that the more milder sage flavor might be nice. So I got about a little bowl, it's probably about a cup ish. We're gonna see how it goes, and then if we like it, we'll make a whole lot more because we have a ton of sage. I gave my chives a good wash, and as I was washing them, I was laughing. My chive plant is huge, but I really love my purple flowers, and there's so many. And the purple flower stems are actually kind of hollow and they're hard compared to the chives, so they're completely edible. I use the flowers and the stems when I make my sourdough breads, my focaccias all the time. They're completely edible, but I didn't want to use them. I really like looking at the flowers more than I enjoy eating the flowers, so I didn't want to cut too much of the plant because I would have gotten too many flowers. So out of that massive chive plant, I got like the smallest handful of chives. So I was laughing at myself, but we want to see if we like this first before we go and we cut all of my beautiful flowers. And my flowers will actually die back soon. They're not going to last too much longer, so it's going to be okay. So the directions said, I'm going to start here. The directions said to fill your oil of choice into the jar that you're going to keep the chive oil in. I thought about getting, like, I had like some kombucha jars and I have some little like pour-in spout jars. Um, I was going to get one of them, and I don't know if I'm just lazy or I really think this is okay. I had a half pint mason, or I had a pint mason jar sitting here. So I just filled this, oops, I have my hair. So I just filled this, I'm just shy of halfway. And so you want to do this so you know how much oil you're making. So you're not making a whole bunch and then you don't have a container to put it in. So we're just going to start here. Again, we're going to see if I like it. So I have my chives in a blender, or you can use a food processor. I'm going to add in my oil, and I'm going to blend it all together. Hey, this is fun. Okay, I had ideas. Let me show you. Can you see that? It's kind of emulsified. The oil appears to have emulsified, and it's a really pretty green color. I think I could honestly even go greener, but I'm okay. I've had new ideas. So I have kale coming in and lettuce coming in from the garden. I have a roast chicken in the oven. I have potatoes I'm eating up from last year's garden. We're gonna turn this into a salad dressing right here, right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have not planned this out, but we're gonna plow forward. So I really think garlic. I really want to add some fresh garlic in here. Not fresh, minced garlic. We're gonna add some minced garlic and some lemon juice, and we're gonna make just. Maybe we're making this like one batch at a time, but I think this is going to be a really good kind of like a green goddess salad dressing. I have no idea what is in green goddess salad dressing, but I feel like I got the green part down. So I just added a splash of lemon juice for acidity. I'm adding a big old tablespoon of garlic. And then we're going to do some salt and pepper. Healthy pinches of both. And let's give this another whirl. Need a little bit more lemon juice. The flavor in here is outstanding. I think I might even pour this over my chicken tonight. We are on to something. We are on to something. I'm adding a little bit of vinegar because I think it tastes like a pesto right now. I think it tastes like a pesto right now. It has a nutty flavor that I'm assuming, rightfully so, came from the chives, maybe with a little bit of garlic in there, but it has a nutty flavor. But this, I think, could 110% pass. Now we have the salad dressing. Okay. So let's talk about what I just did. Before I added the vinegar, so it was just oil, chives. I'm using avocado oil, chives, a good splash of lemon juice, salt, pepper, and a good tablespoon of garlic. That was a passable pesto. I think if you would have tossed that with some pasta, put that in a pasta salad. Kaylin, there's an idea. Put it in a pot. That's good. It definitely wasn't like a salad. For me, a salad dressing kind of has to have almost like acidic note. And even though we added lemon juice, I wasn't getting that acidic note. But it had really, like I said, it tastes nutty. It really, honestly tastes nutty. Now, with just that simple splash of vinegar, we have a salad dressing. We have a salad dressing. Look how pretty this is, friends. I'm amazed. I'm actually amazed at how good this tastes. How pretty and green that is. This is going to be perfect on salads. We're going to make a pasta salad. What do you put in this pasta salad? Let me see. Okay, cherry tomatoes would go great in this pasta salad. Hmm. We're gonna do that with us. Maybe not this video because I don't have any of the things to put in the pasta salad. But this, friends, oh my gosh, my brain is just working overtime today. So I am somebody who I don't buy, I eat in the seasons. So when tomatoes aren't in season, I'm not eating tomatoes. So I'm envisioning like a rotini pasta, it's my favorite pasta, a rotini pasta with some cherry tomatoes. I don't like sliced cucumber, but if you like sliced cucumber, add some sliced cucumber, some chopped red onion, and then this poured over top as a delicious green pasta salad. I think that'd be fantastic. Um, so I eat within the season. And number two, my garden this year has really, or my garden every year has really largely been what I call a winter garden, meaning or a staple garden, meaning I'm growing things specifically for me to put back for winter eating. I don't do a ton of eating out of my garden because I'm constantly worried about preserving. This year I've changed that mindset and I've decided I really, number one, want to eat out of the garden. I want to focus on more preserved foods. Save the things like the grits and the mashed potatoes and the macaroni and cheese for winter when I don't have the fresh vegetables, and really try to incorporate fresh vegetables in a handful of different ways, as many ways as possible. So I'm really kind of getting my worth, my full worth out of the garden. Because right now I know the garden's planted, but I'm not harvesting from it yet, and I'm ready for some tomato caprese salads. I'm ready for all that stuff. So anyhow, all of that to say, I'm so excited. This is going to go in a salad because I do have salad come out of the garden right now. This is going to go into a delicious salad, perhaps with my dinner. I'm not quite sure. But this is something that my chives will bloom. My chives won't flower all year, but they'll grow all summer. So this is something that we're going to do this summer with some fresh cherry tomatoes and whatever else we have coming in from the garden. We're going to add this into asparagus, peas, put this in some peas, put peas and the pasta salad with this. When my brain is on, sometimes I'm really amazed. But this is really good if you haven't made it yet. And I honestly was skeptical. I was like, I normally don't do anything really with my chives. They're kind of just there. But we're gonna start using them because this is actually really good. I'm actually really impressed. And I feel like it takes a lot to impress me. So, the fact that I'm impressed, that says something. Okay, I'm gonna put a lid on this and put this in the fridge. It is avocado oil, so I imagine it's gonna solidify in some sort of way. But I'm excited. I'm excited. So put this dressing in the fridge, and then we're gonna get started on the sage pesto. And then what I'm thinking too, is the next time I make this, I'll make a big batch. Once the flowers are kind of done flowering, I can kind of go cut my chives, give them a nice good haircut. Make a big batch and freeze this, and I could have like this fresh salad dressing throughout the winter. So smart, Caitlin. You're so smart. Okay. Try dressing in the freezer or in the fridge. And then I think, for the most part, the sage pesto is going to follow that same path. I'm using the same blender. I don't think that chive is going to hamper this flavor at all. And pesto is traditionally made with pine nuts, but I am honestly not a big fan of pine. For me, it tastes like a floor cleaner. So I have walnuts, and we're going to be using walnuts, and the recipe did call for walnuts. And if you wanted to take it to a different level, you could toast the walnuts, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm not feeling that today. But if you're feeling that, toast the walnuts. We're going to add in a smaller teaspoon or a smaller tablespoon of garlic. We're going to do some salt and some pepper. And we're going to start without the cheese. Your pesto has Parmesan cheese in it. We're going to start without that for now. And we're going to add in our avocado oil. Okay. And then blend this up and see where we're at. So you got some sage up here. Okay, let's give this a taste. find my sage flavor. I'm gonna go pick more sage. I'll be right back. The video camera shut off, but I did just pick some new sage, and I focused on picking the bigger sage this time to give it some more flavor instead of the smaller ones. And my chicken just came out of the oven, so that is going to be perfect. We could be able to have this on as our dinner tonight. Okay. I'll be honest, I don't think it has that much flavor. Oops. So I just put a pot of water on the stove to boil because we're going to do pasta with my chicken and my pesto. I don't think I'm going to have a veggie. I don't know what veggie would go good with it that I have right now. I will say one of my favorite dishes to make in the summertime is tortellini pasta. So the pasta that has the cheese inside, chicken, sauteed zucchini, and pesto, and all that together in one big bowl. That's one of my favorite things. So I'm actually kind of craving a zucchini with this, but it's not zucchini time yet. So I think this is going to be just fine. I'm going to pull the chicken off the bone over there, add it to the pasta when it's cooked, and then toss it with this sauce. And then I'm going to top it with some Parmesan cheese. You can absolutely add Parmesan cheese in here and kind of get it all blended up. I think I'm just going to top it. I think that would be just fine. So let's talk about this. I'm obviously not loving this to the extent or like the way that I love the chive oil, which surprises me. Now, maybe this is I'm not using enough sage, and I obviously have enough sage to go back and get more. I don't think maybe I added too many walnuts. I'm not really getting any one thing that stands out, so that's kind of why I'm like, okay, let's stay here. I think it's good. I do actually think it's really good. I'm thinking that's why I want to stay here. I'm not tasting the walnuts. I'm not like overwhelmed with sage. I'm not overwhelmed with garlic. It's all blended together. So I do think I might have hit the nail on the head here. However, because I'm used to basil pesto, I think I'm kind of like looking for that like higher note that I would get with basil, which I'm obviously not going to get because this is sage. So I think this is good. What I'm thinking though, so if all you have is sage and my basil doesn't grow this year, I think this is a great pesto to put in the fridge. I think it's a great way to get your herbs, and I think it'd still be a great thing because you're not overwhelmed with sage. Again, it's a nice pesto. I think it would be really good if we added that chives instead of doing two separate things, kind of toss them together. I think that would be really good. I think if I was going to preserve this when I make more, I think I will add basil to it. Just because I can tell I'm looking for that basil. I'm not used to just a sage pesto that doesn't have that kind of like high note that I would get with basil. And what's surprising is you know what sage is. You know what sage smells and tastes like because you use it on chicken all the time. It's not what it tastes like here. It's not, and maybe it's because it's not dried and it's not a spice, maybe because it's fresh, but it definitely doesn't have what I thought I was expecting from sage. I don't use sage that often except when I'm basically cooking turkey with my stuffing. So let's wrap this up because I think I'm rambling. I think this is a really good pesto. If you have sage in the garden, I 100% think you need to try this. At least see if you like it. Just do a small batch, see if you like it. I think what I'm going to do, because I have sage, I plant things sometimes just to plant them because I want to grow them. And my sage I love now because it's blooming. So I will always have sage. So I think what I'm going to do is moving forward, when I make pesto to freeze over winter, because I'm 100% going to do that this year, I think I'm going to do a basil and sage combination. See how that goes together. Because this is really good. This is earthy. This is kind of woody and nutty. And I think adding some basil to that or some parsley or some chives, adding another herb, I think would just kind of elevate it maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to continue to add sage to my pesto. We're going to make this again and put it in the freezer. Like I said, I just think we're going to add another herb to it just to kind of brighten it a little bit. My chive oil we're definitely making again. We're going to make a lot more of that. Again, I think if we can find a way to preserve this in the freezer, which all of my Googling said that we can, I think this would make a really good just winter, maybe salad dressing or mixed with pasta, kind of give us some of that freshness in winter. And that's another one of my goals for this summer is to try to find ways to preserve things, especially like tomatoes, so I can have more of a fresh tomato in winter. I have ideas, I have plans, but you're gonna have to stay tuned to see what they are. Okay, so stay tuned again. I'm going to turn you off. I'm gonna let the pasta cook. I'm gonna pull the chicken, and then I'll be back to put it all together and do a taste test. I think I'm gonna turn it on, kind of let it cook just for a few minutes. We'll dry this out a little bit more. And I'm gonna add in some Parmesan cheese. This is a Parmesan blend. I'm actually gonna add the whole thing. This is a Parmesan blend. Parmesan, Romano, Romana, and Asiago. And I love this blend. I get it at Sam's Club, and I love this blend. It just has it's the perfect Parmesan cheese flavor. Okay, let's give this a bite. I want to get a piece of pasta and a piece of chicken. Come on, a piece of pasta, please. Come on. I'm struggling to get a piece of pasta. Okay. That bite. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. That is good. That Parmesan cheese. Mhm. You need that. Mhm. I think you do need to add that Parmesan cheese when you're making the pesto. This is good. This is really good. I think you could, I don't know, I think you could fool people that this wasn't basil pesto. Mhm. Mhm. If you had a fresh lemon, I would squeeze a fresh lemon over this because I think that would give it a little bit of brightness. It should have maybe a little bit more brightness, but I think this is really good. This is, this is a winner. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you make these recipes. I actually am really proud or really impressed with how good they are. I was not really expecting much, to be honest, but I wanted to find a way to use these herbs that I have. But they are delicious. So I highly recommend a new sage pesto you add to your repertoire, and then a chive dressing. I think it's gonna be really good on salads this weekend. Sounds fantastic. Thank you guys for joining me, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. Bye, friends.